What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Tank be chopping, and I'm back with another video. So today's video, I'm actually gonna be going over what my top 3 clippers are going into next year. Let's get it. Alright guys, so before we jump into this video, y'all know that this year has been crazy with clippers. Gamma released some clippers, Starcraft released some clippers, Babyliss done dropped some stuff, and this came out with the gold masters, the new wall legends came out. You know what I'm saying? There's just been a lot of new clippers. You know, Caliber dropped the 50 cal BMGs. You know, I'm looking at my station trying to see what else has dropped. But nonetheless, like I was saying, guys, there's a bunch of new tools that came out this year. So for me, it was an exciting year. I got my hands on a lot of these new tools, and I really enjoyed that. And then even going into next year, I already have my hand on a tool that hasn't came out yet. So since technically it hasn't came out yet, I won't be talking about that clipper, and that clipper is the Low Pro from Babyliss. But y'all know how I feel about that clipper. Currently, that is like one that stays on my station almost every day. You know what I'm saying? I use it almost every day, so that's one clipper that I feel really good about so far. You know, I'm still gonna keep putting it to use for y'all. But nonetheless, guys, this video is just, like I said, it's just me letting y'all know what I feel about the clippers that are out now and the clippers I have. And this is just my opinion. I'm not telling you need to go out and buy these clippers. I'm not saying you need to go out and, you know, try them all. I'm not saying that these clippers aren't good or some are better than others. I'm just letting y'all know my opinion and what I feel about them right now. And another thing that I want to state is, I know you have some clippers like the Babyliss Masters, the Wall Seniors, the Wall Magic Clips. Those are like some OG clippers in the game, and nothing against those clippers, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're great tools, but y'all know how your boy is, you know what I'm saying? I like that new stuff, you know, I'm a little bougie, I'm a little extra when it comes to these clippers. So for that reason, like those clippers, I'm not saying that they're not good tools, but for that reason, I'm not gonna be adding those into my top 3, and it's just because I feel that they haven't done anything to like try to be innovative. They're not really doing anything new with their clippers. Like, yes, they're good clippers, but with all these new clippers that are coming out, man, I feel that the bar is getting raised even higher. So they're gonna have to switch some stuff up this year if they're really trying to compete this next year. So that's why I'm letting y'all know now that my top 3 clippers isn't gonna consist of the Wall Seniors, the Wall Magic Clip, or the Babyliss Masters. And once again, guys, I'm not saying they ain't bad clippers, because they're good clippers, but they're just not my top 3. Alright guys, so if you've been rocking with your boy for a minute, you know that I actually did a similar video to this last year, talking about what clipper I felt was the best clipper going into 2021. And that clipper was the Ergo from Gamma. As you can see, I still got a clipper. I actually have another one in my drawer, but this is still a good clipper. I still use it from time to time, and I'm not saying that I wouldn't use it a lot this year, but the reason why I didn't is I've gotten so many more tools in this year, and it's like I can't use all my clippers, right? So it's like I said, this is a good tool. It's just not one that's my top 3 going into 2022. And it's not because it's bad. It's just, you know, it's just an older clipper. And even though it's not even that old, it came out last year, right? But Gamma and Starcraft have like re-released a newer, better clipper, I feel, in my eyes. You know, that's like the part 2 of this clipper. So that's why this is not my top 3. But piggybacking off of that, they did come out with the X Ergo this year. And this is the X Ergo from Gamma. I got the gold lid on it. Good clipper, really liked it a lot, worked good. I want to say it was super powerful. You know, I really liked it a lot. And people were like, bro, why you don't use the X Ergos no more? And honestly, there's 2 reasons why I don't use my X Ergos no more. And once again, guys, I'm not saying this is a bad clipper. It's a great clipper to use. You know what I'm saying? It works really well. You know, it is a magnetic motor, so I like the way it fades. I like the way it sounds when it cuts, and that's my opinion on it. But one of the 2 reasons why I decided not to put this in my top 3 is, for one, it was a little too skinny for me, and I know that sounds weird, but it's just in my hand, it didn't feel as comfortable as the older model did. This clipper was actually more comfortable to me. So that's one reason why I didn't put this in my top 3. And another reason why, and this is not their fault, you know what I'm saying, this is my fault, but when I was changing this, I was putting a stretch bracket on this clipper, and what I did was I messed up the little, you know, the threading on the inside for the screw. So my lever, it just floats. Like if I close it and I turn it on, it starts to open up on its own. So I kind of stopped using it. And matter of fact, another reason why, I have 3 reasons why this isn't gonna be in my top 3, but another reason why is they came out with so much more stuff after this clipper that I was like, man, I was just bombarded with so many new clippers, and I was just trying to see what was the best. And once again, guys, I'm not saying this isn't a good clipper, because it is a great clipper, you know what I'm saying? I still like it, and if honestly, I think if the lever wouldn't have messed up on it, I would continue to use it. But I just got a lot of other stuff on my station, so I really don't have use for it, you know what I'm saying? So nonetheless, guys, these two clippers, the X Ergo and the Ergo from Gamma, are not going to be in my top 3 going into next year, and that's just what it is, guys. But let's go ahead and move on. Let me talk about another clipper. Alright, guys, so I'm gonna jump around, and I'm actually gonna jump into talking about the Babyliss Fx. Now, this was a really good clipper when it came out. Still is a really good clipper. I started using it again here recently a lot, and I still like the way it cuts. But for the fact that this clipper has been around, I want to say for about 3 years or so. I could be wrong about that, I'm not 100% sure. But this like model clipper, this style of clipper has been around for a good amount of time already. And y'all know how I am, man. I'm bougie, I'm extra. So the fact that it's still the same clipper, that's why I didn't put this one into my top 3. But it is a good performing clipper. I still like it, I still use it. Still works really good, especially with that fade blade, man. I really like that fade blade from Babyliss. But like I was saying, it's just something that's not gonna be in my top 3 going into next year. Now, will I still be using it? Of course, you know your boy's the clipper guru. I gotta put out content with all types of clippers, but it's just not my top 3. However, Babyliss did come out with a new clipper this year. It is the FX3. This is it right here. Excuse the hillbilly tooth, you know, it's missing a tooth right there. But this did come out this year. I still use it to this day, still use it a lot, not every day. To me, you know, I think this clipper is a good clipper, but I just feel, for me, it works better when it comes to just detailing. So like, basically like the bottom part of the fade, like anything lower than a 2, I feel this clipper is really good for a lot of detail work, anything under the 2. I'm not saying you can't use it for anything higher than a 2, you know, a 3 or 4, but my personal preference, the way that I cut hair, my style of cutting, this clipper works better for me when I'm doing anything lower than a 2. And once again, guys, I'm not saying it don't work good, because it works really good, cuts down bulk good. I actually like the way this clipper does clipper over comb. You know, I like the way it feels in my hand. You know, it works really good. Like I said, I still use it every, you know, I don't want to say every day, but I still use it a good amount of time, you know, throughout my days. And I will continue to use it, but it's just not in my top 3 going into next year. Alright, so the next clip I'm going to talk about is the JRL 2020, the JRL 2020C Fresh Fade. I don't know what it is. The JRL Fresh Fade 2020, I think is what it's called, something like that. Great clipper to use. The motor is super quiet. Love that about this clipper. Works really good. At first, when I first started using it last year, because this came out in 2020, and I used it a lot and I liked it. But the only thing that I didn't like, or that took me a while to get used to it, was the longer lever on it. So it does have a longer lever. It extends to a full 1. So it took me a while to get used to it. Didn't really like using it too much, because I felt like it took me longer to cut the hair. But this year, when I started using it, I feel like I mastered it a lot, and I started using it a lot better. And this year, it actually helped me produce my fades at a quicker, you know, quicker time frame, you know what I'm saying? Like my fades were coming out quicker, my tapers were coming out quicker, so I really like this clipper a lot for that. Really works good when I'm trying to speed up my haircuts. But, you know what I'm saying, the fact that it came out 2 years ago and your boy being a little extra, that's why I can't put this into my top 3 clippers going into next year. Now, once again, guys, I know you're like, bro, like you hating on these clippers hard. It's not about me hating. I'm just trying to give y'all the top 3 in my opinion. And like I said, this is a good clipper. I like it a lot. I actually slept on it for a good amount of time, but once I started using it again, like, man, this clipper is really, really good. So if this is a clipper you rock with, man, this is a good choice. I'm not gonna lie, a really good clipper. You know what I'm saying? I really like it. Still haven't had a chance to try the trimmer, but nonetheless, this is a clipper video, not a trimmer video, and I just want to say that this is a good clipper. It's just not my top clipper going into next year. Alright, guys, so now with that being said, we done talked about a lot of the clippers that came out, you know, last year and the year before and this year, and we're going to be moving on to some newer clippers, and to basically we're going to be moving on to my top 3 going into this next year. So it was kind of tough for me. Like, I really sat down and thought, like, man, which clippers are like my top 3 going into next year, right? Like, I really sat there and I was stressing over it. I was like, man, which one am I really gonna like a lot? Which one do I feel I need to let my subscribers and my followers know that is the best clipper, or the top 3 clippers going into next year, right? So after a long time of me sitting down thinking, I came up with my top 3. And well, technically, well, let me just stop right there. I'm gonna go ahead and talk into it. So tied for 3rd place going into next year year is the Starcraft Saber and the Starcraft Mythic. Now, I say tied because I didn't really know which one of these clippers I like more. You know what I'm saying? I love the motor on this clipper, love the magnetic motor, love the blade that it comes with. Like for fading, I just feel like it cuts really, really good when it comes to fading. Now, this clipper, slightly lighter, it's got a fade blade on it, and me personally, I tend to like fade blades a little more than taper blades. And even though this is a fusion blade, I just like the way this one was working for me. So it was hard for me to actually like just put one over the other. So that's why I say tied for third, because honestly, either one of these clippers is a good clipper, great clipper to use, and they're both great for all around use. The only difference that I feel I should let y'all know about is they're two different motors, and this one is heavier than this one. So if you don't like heavier clippers, then I wouldn't suggest you getting the Starcraft Mythic. I would suggest you going with the Starcraft Saber. But other than that, guys, both great tools. Gonna continue to put them to use next year. Gonna continue to put out content with these clippers. So tied for third place is the Starcraft Saber and the Starcraft Mythic. Alright guys, so coming in second place is the Caliber 50 cal BMG. Now, this is my first Caliber clipper. Never used Caliber clippers before, never used any of their trimmers before. Bought this one online. I liked the way it looked. You know, I didn't like the way the other ones looked. That's why I didn't purchase them or try them out. But I really like the way this one looked. You know what I'm saying? I like the body of it. I wish it was a matte black, you know, because it leaves a lot of fingerprints on it. But despite that, you know, despite the fact that it is kind of glossy and leaves fingerprints on it, this is a great tool. Like, it's a magnetic motor clipper, so check it out. Y'all know magnetic motors tend to be quieter. I love quiet clippers. I love when they're super quiet, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, and it just sounds really satisfying when you're fading with a magnetic clipper and you can hear the crunch sound of each hair getting cut, you know what I'm saying? And for a magnetic clipper, this clipper cuts really good, especially when it comes to debulking. I was actually surprised, and I say that because sometimes, guys, when it comes to magnetic clippers, they struggle a little bit with debulking. This one, you know, it didn't struggle at all, and if it did, it was rarely, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't pinpoint a time where this clipper didn't like perform well, you know what I'm saying? It's always performed well with me. Now, mind you, I have only had it for a couple months, so I haven't really like pushed it to its limits yet. But as of right now, going into next year, for me, this is my #2 clipper going into next year. Now, I don't want to say my go-to, but it is up there, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's up there, top 3. And for those reasons, guys, that's why I think this was second place for next year, or basically for the best clipper going into next year. And once again, guys, they're just my opinions, you know what I'm saying? Don't take my head off in the comments. Don't come at your boy, you know what I'm saying? And if you disagree with me, that's cool. Just leave me your comments and your opinions in the comment section, and we can talk about it, you know what I'm saying? I'm all up for a little debate, you know what I'm saying? But we can just talk about it in the comment section. But with that being said, guys, this is second place for the best clipper going into 2022. Let's get it. Alright guys, so the #1 clipper that I picked going into next year. Now remember, guys, I'm gonna say this again, disclaimer alert, you know what I'm saying? These are just my opinions. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just my opinion. I'm not saying you have to listen to me. I'm not saying you have to go out and buy these clippers. I'm just saying my opinions. These are the best clippers going into next year. So with that being said, guys, the best clipper, in my opinion, going into 2022 is the Starcraft Rebel. So I know what y'all thinking. Y'all like, bro, you just said you like quiet clippers, and if y'all watched or heard about this clipper, it does tend to be a little louder. Here, I'll turn it on for y'all. So it is a little louder than magnetic motor clippers. You know what? It's actually a little louder than almost every clipper that I have right now. And when I say that, it's like, it's slightly louder, like not a lot loud. It doesn't hurt anybody's ear. You know what I'm saying? My clients are okay with it. Like, I asked them, like, is that too loud? I'm like, nah, man, it sounds good. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I picked this for #1 is I like the ergonomics of this clipper a lot. You know what I'm saying? The weight on it does happen to be a little lighter than I would like, but the performance of it makes up for that. It cuts really well, debulks super good, has the fusion blade on it, and I am a fan of the fusion blade, although I like fade blades a little better, but this fusion blade on this clipper with this motor, it just comes through. Like, it mows through hair, you know what I'm saying? Clipper over comb is doing it effortlessly, you know, it balls out really well if you gotta debulk a lot of hair, no stutter, it's not bogging down, it's just working. And for those reasons, that's why I had to place this #1 on my list. For one, it's super powerful, cuts well. It is lightweight, not my personal preference, but for a lot of people, they like lightweight clippers, you know what I'm saying? It's got the click lever, and I love click levers on my clippers. The ergonomics of it are really good, you know what I'm saying? They got these little thumb grooves back here, or not these thumb grooves, but these finger grooves. It's got a thumb groove on the top of it, you know what I'm saying? And it just works really good, I'm telling you. It debulks well, clipper over comb well, all that stuff, it does really well, effortlessly. It just is mowing through here, it's doing all that good stuff, and I really love that about this clipper. And once again, guys, for that reason, that's why this is the #1 clipper going into next year. Before I end this video, I do just want to let y'all know that, once again, these are just my opinions. If you do value my opinions though, and you are looking for a clipper, any one of those clippers in the top 3 will probably be your best bet. However, any clipper that I showed y'all today, or any clipper that's out right now, honestly, they just work really good. Like, all the clippers that have been coming out for the past 3 years or so have been really, really good. It's only small increments to where a clipper may be better, like super small. Like, some people may not even be able to tell the difference between one clipper cuts or the next. But me using clippers for so long, going through different types of hair, I feel that I have a little, you know, some good insight on what clipper works better. And they're just my opinions once again, guys. And I do want to state that the Babyliss Low Pro FX, I'm not 100% sure if that's going to be the best clipper of next year, but as of right now, I'm going to let y'all know that clipper is gonna be a problem. Like, people, they gonna fall in love with that clipper. It's a great tool, and I just want to put that out there because I want you to know that clipper is good. And even though I want to say this is my #1 clipper out right now, the Babyliss Low Pro's coming. You know what I'm saying? That's a good clipper, so they up there. They both up there head and head, guys. But nonetheless, guys, that's basically it for this video. I just wanted y'all to get my insights on my clippers, and I just want to let y'all know what I think is the best top 3 clippers going into next year. I hope y'all found this information valuable. I hope y'all can use this information if y'all trying to find new clippers and y'all just didn't know which ones to pick. Basically, guys, I hope y'all just like this video. So if you do like this video, please make sure to smash that like button. Also, if you're new to my channel, make sure and subscribe one time for your boy. And that's basically it, YouTube. I appreciate y'all for watching. Until next time, let's go.